Well, thank you very much, Melissa. I'd like to welcome everybody here this afternoon. How many of you have heard of what we've called the productivity platform? You've heard of it. I know lots of you have heard of it. Who knows what it is? I saw there's 3 hands, and they're all from ITS. Guess why we're calling this connectEd? Because we want to present these tools to you in a way that you're actually going to be able to understand and are going to be able to appreciate how valuable and useful they're going to be to you. I'd like to welcome our audience, our participants in St. John. I would encourage you to come closer together. You're a bit spread out there in Hazen Hall Lecture Theatre, but I'm very happy to see you all there. And I'm certainly happy to see everybody here in this beautiful afternoon here in Fredericton. So I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to just talk about connectEd, which is our new way of referring to that suite of products that Melissa was just talking about. So I've introduced this statement in several different venues, and now I'd like you all to take a second to read that paragraph. Y'all remember that? I've introduced this, and I've been talking this around the university for a fair bit of time now. And I'd like you to know that this actually forms the foundation of everything that we're actually doing these days, and everything that we do and we're trying to accomplish, that is ITS, is actually based on these principles. And the first one being the D word, and then all of those other wonderful things. So this is the basis upon which we are actually proceeding. So within our strategic plan, ITS put in a couple of items there that directly relate to the topic here this afternoon. We know that in order to provide an exceptional transformational student experience, we need to be providing the very latest and best possible tool sets. And again, the productivity platform raises its head, but as we're going to be describing here, we're referring it now to connectEd in that suite that we'll be describing in more detail. So one of the things that we've committed to do in our current strategic planning window is to deploy these tools for our students. And one of the chief objectives for that is the ability to enhance collaboration. We've already introduced and deployed MyUNB, which is the new university portal system. And it already has a lot of collaboration tools in it. And one of the exciting features of this new platform that we're working on and deploying soon is tight integration with that environment. So between the portal, between these new tools, the collaboration objectives that we know are really important in everyone's work day to day and throughout their time here at UNB, particularly for students, is going to be met. Secondly, we really need to focus, particularly in these times, in increasing efficiency and paying very, very close attention to costs. So that is one of our chief objectives. So we also committed to deploying, again, the productivity platform to help us to meet those specific objectives. So, voila. I specifically asked for a little spinny thing, and thank you so much, Melissa, for doing that. Ta-da! I'm not going to be talking about the specific tools, but I am here to tell you a little bit about why we decided to, as I'm kind of alluding to, why we're trying to get away from the productivity platform label and put it into something more something that we can connect with, pardon me, on an individual basis, and something that more represents what we're trying to achieve. So that's basically, we're going to be going over these tools today and why we're doing them. So I'm sure you're keen to know when and how and where we're going to do this. So I'm just going to briefly outline the project plan and strategy. And we're doing a number of phases, and the very first one is to deploy Live at EDU for students at UNB, and the target date for that is October 21st. The agreement with Microsoft is in place, and we're working behind the scenes really hard now to implement it and to do the migration over. There will be a lot more communication about this, particularly, of course, to the target audience, which is current students, current and new students, of course. So we're going to be in the fall time frame for this actual move. The second phase is the part that focuses on staff and faculty. The environment in which they will be working is the one that we're hosting here at UNB. Of course, Live at EDU is hosted elsewhere. The environment for staff and faculty is hosted here at UNB. But it consists of tools that are much different from the ones that we're using today. We're using Novell, we're using other tools that are going to be replaced by this new environment. So that phase will begin shortly after the implementation of Live at EDU. So as I've said, that's October, mid-October, mid to late October. The next phase starts immediately following that. After that comes a couple of more phases and mesh with some other projects that we're doing, but most specifically and particularly, it will be integrated with our unified communication strategy, which is another project that ITS is undertaking to convert the Fredericton campus to voice over IP telephony system, which means that phones will no longer be in the current configuration, but will be using our campus network. And there's a whole bunch of nifty and wonderful tools that are going to be tightly integrated again with our connected environment, making that a very exciting and interesting set of tools that will be coming along after the phases that I've just outlined. So that's just kind of give you a little bit of a teaser and a taste of the things to come. But right now we want to focus on what specifically the tools are in connectEd. And to do that, David Totten, the Director of Client Services here in Fredericton at ITS, is going to talk about that.